I'm not happy to see Nigeria lose football games, but I was happy with yesterday's results. I couldn't watch that game for more than 10 minutes. That is how bad our game was, and I fear for that team in Russia. Please go on.
Yeah, so I mean, turgid, tepid, frigid midfield. Look, over the two games, if we're honest with ourselves, the performance of the team in its totality probably left much to be desired. I think from the Poland game, the only thing I took away was that our defense, to a very large extent, when we have certain people in it, will work. The experiment with against Serbia, what it showed us was that I don't know, we don't have a lot of really good options, or these options have not done enough to offer Nigerians confidence that if certain people are not in the picture, then there's a little bit of hope. That midfield, it was almost like Nigeria and South Africa all over again. It was non-existent. Vast space, piece of real estate for people to build houses. And the Serbians did exactly that. They took possession of the ball. They worked it so easily. The other question is, the whole idea of a friendly game is to learn things about your players and things like that. So why didn't Ezenwa get a shot? He didn't play against Poland. What's the reason for? Was he injured? I'm not aware of that. So why is he not getting it? I mean, even a look in. And then there were so many other players, and I don't understand why it's like 70 something or 80 something minutes to the end of the game, you're then ringing changes. It didn't make any sense to me. There was no fluidity. There was nothing. So I hope that they learned something. I mean, what Nigerians learn is that the expectations that they have of this team should just really be dialed down significantly. But overall, there's not a lot of confidence you take away from this particular game. Yes, performances from other teams in our groups, probably Argentina and all that stuff. But overall, looking at the guys that played yesterday, they didn't offer enough. There was no creativity in the midfield, and even up front there was just nothing, no energy, no desire. I don't want to believe that they dared, and it would be foolish for anyone to say that they underrated the Serbians, but it was clear that the Serbians wanted it more, and it was almost impossible for the Nigerian team to get out of gear one. Did they even enter gear one? They seemed to be neutral through the whole game.
Let me just say, I'm just feeling a bit raw from this tongue lashing that Bruce Six is just giving the Super Eagles. Like, you know, they cane you and just want to go and lie down and sleep.
It's probably one of the worst performances I have seen from a team supposedly going to Russia to do well in their dreams.
Well, let's just take our L and move on. Up next, let's talk about Miami Open. So on Tuesday at the Miami Open, Sloane Stephens enjoyed yet another fine day in the office with a 6-1, 6-2 demolition of former number one Angelica Kerber. Now the victory books what's her name? Stephens' spot in the semifinals, marking her first time beyond the quarterfinals in Miami. Now the fact that the tournament is in South Florida and all my family and friends and everyone can come and support, it's incredibly special. That's what Sloane had to say. But any American tournament is like that. Anywhere you go, that you have friends and family and everything. So it's super special to do it here. She just sounds so excited.
So she's a home girl. Because after she won the US, it was hard for her to win one game. Now we're back in the US and she's in the semifinals, just like that.
She clearly feeds off the crowd support.
It is, yeah. It's just something I think the Americans enjoy. But she's put up an amazing tournament so far. I think it was not that she beat Angelica, but it was the way she took her out like she was playing an amateur, and that's former world number one Grand Slam winner. And Sloane Stephens just took her out easily. Up next for her is Victoria Angry Azarenka. I don't know, she always comes to the court like she's fighting somebody, and then with every shot she takes, she's groaning. So we are in for a very loud semifinals. But it's impressive to see Azarenka here. Like I said, over the past few months with the problems she had on the side trying to get custody of her son, she hasn't played tournament in, tournament out. So she finally got the opportunity to play, and here she is in the semi-final. So it's just going to be two comeback stories, and I want to see which one will come out the best comeback story in this one. But Azarenka looks like she's ready to take every and anybody down that comes in front of her. Like, all of you do not want me to play tennis. That's the way she's been playing, with some anger, with some venom. Sloane Stephens has just been bringing that power that she used to get her through the US Open. But I want to see her against Azarenka. Let me see how she's going to come out of this. And if she's even going to come out of this. But all in all, the women's draw, very exciting. The men's draw, on the other hand,
little to be desired. Anyway, so move on to this one. Nick Kyrgios and Spain's Fernando Verdasco traded insults on social media after the Australian said he wanted his tour rival to lose at the Miami Open. So Kyrgios called Verdasco the saltiest dude, as the Spaniard argued that Thanasi Kokkinakis during his 32 win over Kyrgios' compatriot. Anyway, so after the near 3-hour match, Verdasco replied, "When you have the courage to put up a tweet insulting another player, you need to have the sanity to not delete it." That sparked another response from Kyrgios, who said, "I would honestly have told it to Fernando's face. The reason I deleted my previous tweets was because I did not want to cause unwanted attention. But I'm just going to leave this here. Thanks for blocking me. I'm sure that took a lot of courage." And he added an X.
When you tweet, use the same energy to keep that tweet there. What do you mean by that?
Look.
Tweet and delete.
He added a kiss.
Look, if Nick Kyrgios was, if he was as disciplined as he's witty, he'd be the world #1 ranked player right now. I mean, because you put up this kind of tweet after fighting somebody, and then you go to lose to Sasha Zverev 6-4, 6-4. You didn't even put up a fight. It wasn't what I expected. I mean, Bonachori Shapovalov yesterday gave me an absolute thriller of a match. You saw both of them go at it on court. And very impressive. Shapovalov is that guy that will always come on court, and he must take something from you, whether it's energy or time. But you're not, even if you do beat him, you're not just going to beat him easily. But Nick Kyrgios just came to the game, and I expected a tough fight from him, but it was straight sets win, and Sasha Zverev did not really break a sweat. So I think he spent more time tweeting than he actually did playing a cup. But here it is. It's just crazy. The men's tour, especially, people have been hounding the umpires, hounding everybody. The frustration is clear for all to see, especially in Miami. It's like everybody wants to win now that the big names are out, and anything that seems to get in their way, ball boy, the ball itself, their racket, they're getting at it. And so it was a tough game against Kokkinakis. And you have to remember the way Kokkinakis took out Roger Federer, frustrated him and knocked him out. That's how Verdasco was getting frustrated. Spending longer times, even games that he thought he had won, and he'll go up 40-love, all of a sudden they're back at deuce with Kokkinakis. So it was frustrating and it was emotional. And it wasn't like it was only Verdasco talking, it was Kokkinakis and Verdasco at different points in time talking to each other. So for Nick Kyrgios to come out and pick on only Verdasco. And then he didn't just tweet about him being the saltiest human being. He also put his previous record against Australian players. And Verdasco hadn't won in the 6 times he had played against Australian players. And 2 of those times, Nick Kyrgios beat him. So there was no...
Is it fair?
Yeah, Nick Kyrgios can be nasty like that. So,
then you now deleted the tweet.
So it's the kind of... It is really... There's no spirit of sportsmanship when it comes... In fact, with Nick Kyrgios, all bets are off. He can say and do anything. He's not that. He's that guy. So it is something that I think he should watch over the next few years. For me, it's content for me. I like him. He always gives my show something to say. But around the circuit, he's slowly becoming that, or he's quickly becoming that guy that everybody's just avoiding. Like, don't talk to Nick. You never know what he will say. He probably has a black folder on your mom. So just leave it. You know. But it's interesting to see for me the young guys come through. I used to say before that Sasha Zverev was the next best thing and he's going to win the next Grand Slam. But that Korean Chung, he has thrown in his name in that mix, and I think he's the one I'm looking to see what he can do next on tour.
So we're going to take a break. Just before we do, Ugo Collins tweets at us. He says, nobody lashes a team better than brutalistic, turgid, tepid, frigid. Nah, come on, say grandma, nah. Anytime my team loses, I just used to panic because I know that brutal will be brutal.
Play your words.
Link Kyrgios. Say it with your chest, bruh. Use that same energy. Keep the tweets.
No, it's
Man,
not
Folu, don't let him come for you. He should come for me. Your ex-boyfriend. He'll be like,
Yeah, they're all
Say it with your chest.
come in here.
Be curious. He's just that guy.
So that's
You
why
don't
you
want to
stop
try him.
saying
Everybody's just like,
Instead of this.
even if you're angry with him, of course,
This
just
place,
like,
okay.
So that's the soft block that contains all
One
these-
man.
Yes. Okay.
Nah, it's gonna be a pariah. It's
The
gonna be.
internet has been stable for a
I
while.
was wondering to see the
no.
corresponding.
What are you going to do?
But it's been stable.
What are you going to do? What is
No, don't trust it.
Said he reset the router.
Gate one, gate two.
I'm sure Sam reset the router. I spoke to him about it yesterday. So he just said check it, see, monitor it, see how it's going. But he hasn't done any. Let me be monitoring it from here. It's okay, you can go. If anything happens, I'll come back. I'll sort it out.
Until the end of the
Until the other so it could be.
If anything happens, you just have full care.
Literally.
These are not
Okay, don't
And it's
believe me.
basically every.
That is your new name.
Honestly,
my country.
I don't know why. It's just so random. You just be listening to people say, some sort of concept. Next thing you just have full care. I'm like, wait, why?
And that's what I look like.
Yeah, that's what you look like. I
Ah,
called you
see.
young Michael Jackson. No, that's not what I'm saying. God. So cute. Yeah.
When I first heard that, I thought it was stupid.
You just so
No, it's yeah, it's actually pretty.
That's good. That's alright. It's clear. So we can even upgrade it.
what Fal's hottest
We upgrade ourselves.
You ask your friends.
Let's try the 720.
Don't bring out your
Because
phone
it's
and
fine.
open the Google app and type
I think we just hand now.
Don't be so
Yeah,
now.
what?
So, and then you see a box with
You
everything
must.
about
What do
Fals.
you
Just
have?
tap on songs and
I
save
am
this with all
going to
his
sleep.
gems. That's
The
it.
thing is,
Something
everyone's
light.
your
Something
phone.
light. Wow. And if you tap
For the
on
same reason I
albums,
don't like
you see all
answering
his album
questions.
info.
Sorry.
Just keep
So
tapping
you
to
must-
sabi more things.
So I've said
Music
something
and
beforehand.
movies
So, no,
with
I've
the
written
Google
it
app.
down. When I say it is different, I wrote it down, and then someone wrote it, and they look like two different things.
That's why it's useful to write, so you can help clarify, because a lot of the time you're only going to have paper to put in front of you.
Oats, soya, and
Sometimes
grain smart.
I don't like
A special blend
I
of
know, that's how I used to feel
vitamins.
about exam in my life as a child. I used to say, why can't we just speak an exam? Like, I know these things, why do I have to write it down?
That's
But you have to write it
No,
down.
but you know, with exams, it's straight to the point. All these
It's
things,
not
when,
to.
when it comes
It's
to
not to.
marketing, it's
50-gram sachet.
oh maybe because I was a physics student, it was straight to the point. So I
That's
never
why I'm like,
failed.
but I'm like, no.
But when it comes to marketing, they just want you to blow your trumpet. I don't have
Those
time.
UK exams were never straightforward. Even your physics, guy, it's real life physical application. They'll put it
Yeah,
down.
but-
do this.
yeah, but it's-
if this now happens, I have to
Yeah,
explain.
but
God.
it is process. Do you understand? You know what you're doing from point A to point B.
But even for things like marketing and promotion, it has a process as well. You have just not clued
All the
into it.
time, yeah.
I will not clue into it. It's a waste of blowing of trumpet.
It's not.
If
You
you
must.
want
must
to achieve your results,
I
We're going on in 10 seconds.
I don't care about your life.